Just go to Edit and then go to Preferences. Under Preferences, where it says Page, you just want to switch that to Control Surfaces and Keyboards, and then you're going to click the Add button, and it's asking for a manufacturer here. Now the Korg padKontrol is actually not going to be in this list, so instead of selecting that, I'm just going to select Other, and that's just going to call this a basic MIDI keyboard. Alright, now it's asking for a MIDI input. You can either select padKontrol port A or click Find, and then you can hit a pad on your padKontrol and it finds it for you. Then you can just choose it. But it should be padKontrol port A, and then just say OK, and then we'll close out of this and we should have control. Okay, and we do. I'm going to switch over to Redrum, the drum sampler, and yeah, none of these pads are set up to trigger these samples. They're not working. Alright, but there's actually a preset that comes with the padKontrol for Redrum. Alright, if you go to your Start menu, then the Programs, find your Korg folder, and then go to the Preload Scene folder, open that up, and that has a bunch of different folders in it. Find the folder for Reason Redrum, number 21, open that, and then you'll see a listing for Reason Redrum padKontrol scene. Just double click on that. That'll open up the editor. Alright, now the scene is loaded in the editor. Now we need to send it to the padKontrol so we can have these pad assignments on the padKontrol. But don't click Transmit. If you click Transmit, it'll send all 16 scenes. We only want to send this one Redrum scene that we just loaded. To do that, go to MIDI and then go Transmit Current Scene Data, and that'll transmit just the one scene. Alright, so now we can close out of this, and if we go back to Reason Now, these drums suck, but these are just the preset drums, but they're set up now. For each one of these little channels here, like this one right here, that's the kick channel, we can switch out the sample. We just click the folder, and then right now it's in the Reason folder. Now if you use Reason a lot, you probably want to stick your samples in the Reason folder, but otherwise go to wherever your samples are. Mine are in my on my other hard drive, so let me go there and go to Samples, and then Drums, Kicks, and then the Deep Punch kick. Where's it at? There we go. Alright, so I'm going to load that, and I'm going to load my snare next. Alright, so we're going to set up to record now. I'm going to set my loop to 2 bars by just pulling this cursor over to 2 bars, and then I'm going to turn Input Quantize on. That'll make it so if I make any mistakes, they'll be fixed. I'm going to set the tempo to 90, and then, or 91 is fine, and then I'm going to turn the metronome on. Alright, so I'm going to hit record, then play, I'll wait 2 bars, and then I'll start laying down my hi-hat pattern. Alright, now I'll put the snare in. Alright, now the kick. Alright, so now I'll turn the click track off, and I'm going to give these drums a little bit of swing by going to this groove quantize, changing it to shuffle, and leaving it like 90%, and then just hitting the quantize button. Let's see what we got now. Alright, so we got a nice little swing going on there. Alright. We were using scene 1 to control drums. Now we're going to switch over to scene 2, and right now let's just see how the pads are set up. Alright, so they're kind of all over the place. What we're going to do is reassign them to one scale. And the way you do that is just go to Setting, hit the first pad. We're going to change this one to A3, and then this one's going to be B3, and then C4, and then D4, and then E4, and just keep going up the scale basically. Alright, so after you're done setting it up, you're going to want to save your scene. You just do that by hitting scene and then right, and then just after, make sure that you're on the right scene, and then just hit setting. And now it's saved. Alright, so I'm going to go to the sampler NN19, and I'm going to load up, well, let me see what's in here. NN19, let's see what it's got for strings. Okay, we can work with something like that. So I'm just going to play the drum beat and try to figure out something. See, I can't hit a wrong note now because it's all on the same scale, so I'm just going to figure some stuff out, see what sounds good. This is an A minor chord. That sounds pretty good. Alright, so let's lay that down. Though. Let me try that again. So now let's move on to something else. I'll go to Subtractor, see if I can find a bass sound. Actually, I like to use lead synths for bass. It just, I don't know, it tends to work out for me. So let me see if I can find any in here. Let's see, Subtractor doesn't have lead synths. It has mono synths. So let's see if we can find in here. That'll probably work. I'm just going to lower the octave on this. Alright, so now let's see what we can figure out now.